Howdy, fellow sublimation peeps. In today's video, we have another box from Temu here. And instead of doing sublimation stuff this time, we're going to dive into more crafting tech stuff. We got things like hopefully like a drawing pad and stuff like that in here. We're going to dive more into the tech side of it, and just not get. I didn't want to get a bunch of sublimation stuff again because I've already done that same thing at least twice now. So we're going to do something a little different this time. We're going to get some pieces of technology. We're going to test them. I'm going to show you how it can make your sublimation journey even easier.
So why Temu, you may ask? If you're a crafter and you haven't tried out Temu yet, you're really missing out. They offer free shipping on all items shipped from Temu, and they offer a price protection policy. If the price drops within 30 days, you can request a partial refund of the difference. You can save using the Temu app through the link in the description below, or you can use the code DNE9568 for a $100 coupon bundle. Remember, all items will be linked in the description below.
Alright guys, first things first, let's go ahead and tear this bag open and see what we got. I remember most of what I requested, but we'll see what all we got first. Okay, go ahead and put that up to the top. First thing in this moderately crushed box. The boxes don't always get here great, but like look at that, it's pretty rough. But usually the materials make it just fine. And this is a lime green tumbler that I requested because I want to try laser engraving these at one point, but it's a very well made Stanley style cup. Overall, absolutely fantastic. I don't see a straw with it. Straw may have fell off in here. We'll keep a lookout for that. Next up, let's see what this guy is. This I've been wanting to try it, like an Apple Pen style stylus, to see if we can do artwork on an iPad through like Procreate or something like that. I noticed that Temu had the pens for sale. Let me go ahead and open it. I'll show it to you. So yeah, we have a basically an Apple Pen, basically an Apple Pen kind of thing, but it's a little more generic. And there's our USB-C cable for it. And there's the pen itself. Very nice. Got a great feeling tip. I think it has some extra tips too. We'll go ahead and put that over to the side. I don't see any extra tips. Might be some in there though. Something I've been needing for a long time whenever I hot glue stuff. Finger protectors for hot gluing. That's amazing. I love it. I love those. Keep it from burning myself. That's super cool. That makes me so happy. Alright, next up, a USB microscope. And I'm going to use this to do inspections on t-shirts and stuff to determine wear and stuff. So basically, you just, it's basically a USB microscope, and you adjust it on the fly from there. And it'll make things like print calibrations and things like that way easier. So, yeah. We'll take you through the process, show you how that works. Alright, next up, I want to try to create some of this stuff. And what this is USB neon. And what we're going to do, we're going to use our CNC machine to cut a groove for it. I kind of want to look at this right now if we want to be honest. We'll plug that up in a second. I can't wait to try it. It does come with little standoffs, but we're going to be CNCing our own sign to put it in. And supposedly, based on the app, you can control what colors are where. We'll plug that up in a little bit. We'll look at it. Alright. Whenever you do laser cut stuff, you could always use a small airbrush. Is a cordless airbrush. It is a USB rechargeable. Oh, the packaging is lovely on that. Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. And I have some experience with airbrushes, so um, oh, that's so cool. That's so neat. That is so cool. I can't wait to use that and try that out. That's so cool. Alright. Next up is a small heat gun. Is a micro heat gun. And this is meant for I think it'll be easier than using some of the other stuff when I'm doing like sublimation stuff. Turn it on up here and you just handheld heat gun. It'll be easier than using that big old huge one. We'll try to heat shrink some stuff with it and see where we're at. Yes. Whenever you're putting together small things, it's really helpful to have whenever you're soldering, doing electronics work, anything like that. It's super handy. Have a silicone mat where you can put parts and stuff and just kind of seal them up. Tools, building stuff, different places to put screws, circuit board locations, and it doesn't conduct electricity or anything. There are magnetic parts. Oh wow, this way exceeds my expectation on this. That's so cool. All right, these guys. I hope they fit me. They're gloves just for drawing with that pen, or just a glove rather. Might be a little tight. Oh, that needs to go the other way. I think that's gonna fit. And what it does if you're left-handed, it'll keep you from smearing stuff all over your tablet, and it drags a little easier. All right. Next up, something I've been needing really bad: a rotary cutter. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so satisfying. That click is lovely. And it comes with extra blades. Oh my. Yeah. We're going to test this guy right now. Oh, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. That is lovely. Oh, that is fantastic. And last but not least is a UGEE S640 pen tablet. And what this does, this little handy device will allow you to connect this tablet to your computer so you can draw in Photoshop like you're drawing with a pencil and pen and stuff. And I could only find purple in stock, so that's what we ended up with. A grown man with a purple drawing tablet. But hey, I ain't mad at it. And there's all the accessories. There's a pen, there's a USB-C cable, everything. Manual, all the good stuff. So we're going to hook all this stuff up. We're going to try it. It's going to be awesome. Alright guys, so let's try out some of this stuff with from Temu. First off, we're going to try the smart LED neon lights. And the way these work, they're very straightforward. You basically just plug them up, and the little programming thing's pretty awesome. Have not tried these before, so we'll see. We'll first make sure they work and see what they look like. We'll go ahead and kind of loosely unwind them a little bit, just so you can get a sense of just how much this is in that tight little roll. And what we're gonna do, since it doesn't come with an adapter, but luckily I do have one. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make something out of this eventually. I can't maybe like a big, just a simple cursive neon sign. It has a pretty decent sized, probably about a 6-foot cable, so that should be totally fine. So as you can see, that's way brighter. Let me turn this light off. That's way brighter than what it actually shows up on camera. That's lovely. And see various modes, like that's a single color mode. Change the color. Like if you want just neon green, you got it. And overall, it's very, very bright. Like I don't know how I can justify. Let me. The lighting's kind of good in the studio, but it's a very, very neon looking. It's very good neon. I like it. And of course, you can set it up online, and that'll you can set it up with your phone and use your phone as the app. And of course, you can do it as music too. So yeah, super cool. Like that's freaking awesome. It just kind of does by the sound. Like if I'm quiet, nothing happens. So that's really neat. Like I really do like this thing. That's gonna be freaking awesome. I cannot wait to integrate this into something. It's going to be amazing. Like words cannot describe how awesome it's going to be. Cannot wait. Next up is something I've been needing a good one for a while, which is a paper cutter. And this little guy, it does a good job. If you need just a thin strip, it's got you. Like it don't take. It takes a little bit more pressure, but see that's like 1 finger of pressure. I need to loosen up a little bit. But yeah, you put like 1 finger of pressure, it cuts right through. And that's a very razor sharp blade, but one button, retract. So go ahead and throw all that away. I love this thing. This thing's gonna be used a lot. Next up is something I'm really excited about, which is a heat gun. We'll go ahead and get us. We're gonna test it doing some real shrink wrap. Now let's resume. I had to run an extension cord because this cord is not very long. It's only about probably only about 4 feet. So we're going to test it, make sure it works as expected. Power button's down here. It's very hot very quickly. Oh, that's fantastic. I love the little stand. So we're going to try it with the stand. We're just going to move everything out of the blast radius. We're just going to shrink wrap a pin. Very simple. And you know what? We're going to use these little finger holders to hold it, so we don't burn our fingers. Oh, that's for the thumb. They actually fit my big fingers. Let's go. Okay, that doesn't fit. So I can do like that. So let's go ahead and try it. As you can see, immediately shrink wrap. Immediately shrink wraps. That is a good little heat gun right there. That thing's downright nice. Puts out some heat. And that little fella does a good job shrink wrapping. That is awesome. That's way more convenient than my my big huge heat gun. These little things are cool. I didn't feel that heat at all. Those are handy little jokers. Next up is this Workmat that for like taking small stuff apart. And it has magnets and it has little sections for screws. Let's look up close on this. Some of the sections are magnetic like this. To demonstrate, I feel like we need to do some stuff. We'll just throw them over there. Well, those are magnetic too. Yeah, that's magnetic also. There's magnetic pieces everywhere for this thing. Like this thing's amazing. Put your tools there, pull little parts, put circuit boards in locations. These little things snap shut. Like if it's something, I don't know what instance you'd use that in, but it has A1 through 42 over here. These little small pieces for little small, really tiny screws and stuff. I'm really excited about this. This thing's really neat, and you can just tick, tick, and they're all just there. And in addition, you can put stuff in the holes, and you can put screws and stuff in this little guy. This little build mat's incredibly cool. This little circuit board mat. Anytime I do any small electronics work, best believe I'm gonna be using a silicone mat. Non-conductive too, so you don't gotta worry about static or anything like that. This thing's really neat. That's magnet. That's magnet too. That feels like it's a beefy magnet. They're in there. Both magnetic. Any of the thicker parts are magnetic. That's super duper cool. Yeah, I foresee this getting a lot of use in my future. All right. So next up, something I'm excited to try, and I mixed up a little bit of paint for it, is the battery-powered airbrush. And I've been charging it up, so it should have a pretty decent charge. And here it is. And we're going to just use a small little cup. Now keep in mind it does have a, oh yeah, we're going to use this. We're going to use that little bitty guy. Threads beautifully. It's all aluminum too. I know that looks like plastic, but it's aluminum. And the top's threaded. Heck yeah. Charging cable. And it even comes with some airbrush cleaners. But this is the little air compressor. So, thread that on there. Now we're going to hope that we got it thinned out enough. Because I didn't have any airbrush paint in my shop handy. But we sure going to try it. I'm pretty certain it's thin enough. It's real thin. So we're going to turn it on. And it's a dual action airbrush, so yeah, I got it too thin. I got it a little too thin. We're going to have to thicken that paint up a little bit. I'll do that real quick and then we'll re-record. Alright guys, let's take our slightly thicker paint. Pour it on in there. Turn our compressor on. That's great. That thing works so good. And yes, I mean, it gets a really fine line. You can get a mighty fine line out of this little guy. And I mean, you can straight up put down the paint too. I mean, granted, it's not quite like a full-blown airbrush system, but it's not bad. And it's got good consistent flow. Let's try it on low. I like it significantly better on high. Let's turn on a light. I feel like there's too many shadows to tell what I'm actually doing. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Like that paint's a lot thicker, so it's actually working. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like it'll really hammer out that paint if you let it. You can get really good coverage with this thing. This thing's nice. For such a budget product, that's impressive. That's super duper impressive. We're out of paint. But yeah, this thing's super duper impressive. I'll have to go clean that. But yeah, I think that's everything that I was gonna do that doesn't involve the computer. So overall, super duper cool projects. That airbrush is something else though. Like you can see how just the little compressor just threads on. I mean, it just has a standard. It's really just a standard airbrush thread.
We're gonna try this. We're gonna try to just check this out. This is an up close of the engraving. You can see. I can probably zoom in a little bit more. Let's see. That's about as far as we're gonna get on it. So you can zoom out to maybe like 50x. You can bring it back into focus a little bit. And see, that looks really good too. You just have to get it focused. Overall, this thing for a budget microscope, this is the paint on a Hot Wheels. On a Hot Wheels car, it's silver. Black and silver Hot Wheels car. How cool is that? You can even look at like if you really want to, you can take a deep look at your skin, which is kind of gross. Like that's kind of gross actually. But yeah, you can do all kind of stuff. Look at the print quality on this tumbler right here. Let's zoom it out a little bit. And you can see right all off in there. It's not really helpful, but let's zoom it all the way out. Like if we were to look at this person's face on the tumbler, you can see it. But yeah, I'm going to use this mainly for printer alignment and things like that. It's going to be super duper cool. So we'll go ahead and unplug it and we'll do the next thing. But yeah, that for a little budget USB microscope, that thing's insane. We're gonna go ahead and try this this pen, this tablet, drawing tablet, because I always wanted to play around with the drawing tablet in Photoshop. So we're going to try it, and again, that microscope just needs the software, the Cap Play software, View Cap Play. We turn it on. Let's see what we got. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Then this is the UGEE S640 drawing tablet. And see, they got the stylus area. Super duper cool. Left click, right click. You can set up all your stuff right there in the UGEE S640 app. And we're going to go ahead and just do it in Photoshop. We'll just do it and we'll show you exactly how it works in there. And I'm not very good with it, but we're going to do it anyway. We're just going to do a whole new file. We'll do like 8" by 8", 300 dpi. We'll put it on there and let me mess around. Now right now it's got a huge paintbrush. We're going to put it something a little more manageable. And we're going to take off. We're going to, you can see how it'll, let's see right over here. And we want to just draw. Oh, I got white. Alright, let's try it over here. Like, you can do a real light touch and do it. Or you can rest your whole hand on it. And so you can go real heavy on it. Well, you can go real heavy and then you can slowly get lighter. Like, I'm not very good with it yet, but if you get consistent pressure, you can write your name and stuff. It's really intuitive. You just got to get used to it. You just got to get used to doing stuff with it. It's super good. Like, I'll see how sensitive of pressure we can go. That's barely touching. It's not enough to register. That is. And again, in Photoshop, all you got to do is go down here and just make the line smaller. And you can see exactly, like, you can go ultra small with it. Or you can go a little bit thicker. It's supposedly it's got over 1,000 endpoints of pressure. But it's very intuitive. Very. Like, it's really cool. Like, super duper cool. I look forward to using this more and more. I wish I'd have got it a little bit bigger, but for the price, you can't really complain about. It. Like, it's super cool. Like, you can just kind of write whatever. My handwriting's terrible in person too. But, like, you can get nice consistent pressure. You can get heavier. Like, you can go real light to real heavy, kind of like a dagger stroke and airbrushing. You can start off heavy and then get lighter as you go. Just kind of fade it out. Like, the sky's the limit if you can actually just draw with this thing. And of course, you can set all this up to, like, right click and left click, and like, so you can sit there and do that. Get a little closer. See, you can actually do this to see. Did it all without even touching the mouse. And there you go. You can just draw and color to your heart's content. But yeah, this thing's super duper cool. It's pretty much plug and play with Windows in Photoshop and Paint and everything else. But yeah, again, this is the UGEE S640 tablet, and it's and all these are programmable to do stuff. Like, there's an undo, there's a save. I forget which one of these is undo. I think it's over here. I think it's the second one. Space V. I think it might be that one. Zoom in, zoom out. Yeah, super duper cool. And again, the UGEE app over here, you can do all kind of you can change the pen pressure settings to something that you want. Whoops. See, look, there's a pressure test. See how light I can go. I can go and put a lot more pressure, put 8,000. Like, see, that's barely doing it. And it's really neat. Like, this thing's absolutely amazing. And this is actually the coolest thing that I got from Temu, I think, is this drawing tablet, because it's so versatile and just so neat. I got to set it up a little better with multi-monitor. Like, this whole thing controls my left over here, so I need to make it where, like, this whole thing just controls Photoshop, and it doesn't work with finger or anything. It only works with just the pen. Anyway, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. These are all the products I got from Temu for crafting and content creation, a little bit of everything. I didn't want to do another sublimation blank video. I feel like I've done that 3 times already, so I wanted to show you some of the more creative tools and things that you wouldn't normally get from Temu that are non-sublimation blanks. As always, the links for all the products will be in the description below, as well as a Temu coupon, so you can save a little bit of money on your first order and all that. But yeah, I'm super happy with the stuff. I continue to get good stuff from there every time. I don't think I've had many bad things at all, or a lot of it was just actually user error, to be totally honest. But this is probably the most impressive batch as far as things I've gotten. So if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more sublimation and crafting content. Thanks, guys. Peace. Oh, yeah. That's why we're having problems.